Pod number 2.
Here we are, back again. Back again.
Like we never left. I feel like you're sitting more forward this time.
Yeah, I feel like the position has changed somewhat.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
As long as you don't feel too rigid.
Nope. Nice and relaxed.
Got your shorts on today?
I know, but now these are like very short, These are short shorts.
Those are quite short shorts, yeah.
I think maybe next time I'll wear jorts.
Yeah. Or just wear those like 3/4.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Or just like knee warmers.
It's getting cold.
It is getting cold. Speaking of cold, have you seen, I think the world of cycling, what's going on? The season's definitely fully underway.
Yeah.
We've seen all the top dogs show themselves. I mean, Remco started a couple weeks back or months back already. Poggy, Strade, I mean, what a performance. We saw that coming though.
Yeah, like, I guess it's the age-old question that everyone's asking now. Is it getting boring? Is he just too dominant? And you hear lots of mixed reviews about that. What are your thoughts? Is it boring? Is he just like on another planet and it's still impressive to watch?
I think it's still impressive. I think we're in an era of something. We're not going to experience this again in our lifetime. So someone who's just that dominant, that consistent, it's super impressive. I mean, you're always going to have the haters and you're going to have people who are voting for the underdog,
sure.
But everyone, like, they're always waiting for him to attack. And if it's 90 Ks to go,
they're not, because he tells them when he's going to attack,
and they can do nothing about it. But no, absolutely phenomenal.
Quick one. Best cyclist in the world, Poggy.
100%.
Ever to best cyclist.
No question.
Because the old guys are always going to say Eddie Merckx and
no. In my mind, I mean, I always thought it was Kent Main, but no, Poggy hands down.
Okay, carry on. Sorry, what are you saying?
No, and then also like Alan Hathody, so amazing to see him doing so well in Tirreno. I mean,
the time trial he started off well, and then
you
got like another good position.
That day that Van der Poel won, very hard day, and he was in the second group, just a little bit behind. Still I think up in the top 10.
Ninth on GC
now. And Tirreno is like one of the biggest 1 week World Tour races of the season, so super impressive to see him take a step up like that. Pyrenees, you can just see the weather, how miserable that is. Jonas,
he's right at home. It's like he's in that fish factory. He's wearing did you see that photo of him like wearing the overalls?
It was ridiculous. Like, it looked like, I at first thought his rain jacket was on backwards, and I thought he had bib shorts over his bib shorts, and then I don't know what was going on there, but he's been dominant. I think he's 6 minutes ahead now, or 3, whatever it is.
Just like it's like Waz's power meter, you just double it.
That's pretty much it. I mean, and I'm looking at Pyrenees and I'm thinking, like, the last few seasons I've been there, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm not there.
Oh, so you miss it, eh?
Man, don't miss it. People are like, don't like a small part of you wish that you were there, and like, aren't you a bit nostalgic? No. Did you watch that stage, that stage where Jonas was wearing 17 layers?
I just saw the highlights thing. But there was also crashes like, what is the new super kid, Ayuso, whatever.
Ayuso out.
McNulty out.
Yeah.
And it just looks terrible. I mean, I don't like racing in the rain, even if it's warm.
Yeah. And
now you crash, you're cold, you're landing on, you're really like, you're shivering.
You're miserable. No, and you stay wet. And I mean, no matter how many times you change clothes or whatever, you're wet and cold the whole time.
You see that, like, I saw a video, and this takes me back because I didn't do this lots. You obviously did a lot. But you're wet. You finish you're wearing as much as you can. You soaked. And then to get warmer, you put on a dry jacket on top of that. And it's just like, you don't get that in other sports.
No,
what is that?
No, exactly. Other sports, you finish, you're in an arena, you shower. Here on the top of the mountain, sometimes your bus isn't even parked at the top of the mountain, so you got to cruise down the hill. There's also spectators, so you got to have a whistle around you. You're shivering, you're cold, you're miserable. And
so you really could recommend it, though.
Yeah, great sport, actually. All the youngsters listening, I think that's the dream, that's the pinnacle. But no, Pyrenees is special, I think. And if you speak to any rider who's done Pyrenees, even just once, it is horrible. You're going to have days with crosswinds. You're going to have days with snow. You're going to have days with rain. Every year, it's called Race to the Sun. And
I've done the Race to the Sun a couple of times.
I think the one you did was better, no?
I think our one is much, much cooler. You'll see our one this year, and it's pretty cool. But no, how many times did you do Pyrenees?
Pyrenees 4 times. 4 times, 5 times, 4 times. Miserable.
But it's one of the tests, no? Like all the guys who are going for Tour de France and that it's a first test, right?
Pyrenees was always kind of the guys going to the classics. They want to get Pyrenees or Tirreno in the legs. The harder men would always do Pyrenees. But the GC riders, this is the first real test. It's the first European World Tour stage race. The first one being Down Under, a second one being UAE, and then this is the first one in Europe. So it is a good test, and this is kind of what the guys have been training for. And
it's tricky though to compare it. Like I think Ayuso was in yellow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then I don't think he lost it in the crash. Lost it on the first mountain that Jonas won.
No. He lost it in the crash. He was in the yellow and he abandoned in the yellow jersey.
Hectic.
Yeah.
So how would he have done up that finish with the...
It's always one of those things. I mean, Ayuso has been flying this year, so I would have loved to have seen.
Your old team?
Yeah, my old team. I mean, I think he was a good replacement for me. They asked my opinion, who's a fitting rider who could maybe take your spot, and
who's a bit arrogant, who's not so liked in the peloton.
That's it.
I mean,
I think, we're pretty much the same. That's the same person. And speaking of going also with the professional cycling, I mean, did you watch the women's Strade?
Like, I was so upset because I feel like as South Africans, everyone always says this, we've kind of adopted Kim, and she was in that not lead group, but in the main group with all the hitters.
All the favorites, yeah.
And you guys get sent the wrong way. Like, how does that happen?
And not just the wrong way, they basically went down a mountain, in the bush. I mean, I thought we were watching Sani to see there for a bit. And then
Sani to see, also a good race. You'll do that soon.
Looking forward to it.
No, that's crazy. Like, it was really terrible. But yeah, I think Kim would have been, I reckon she could have been challenging for a podium.
Definitely. I mean, she's trained well. She's already shown this year that she's on good form. She was good at UAE. And I hope she can kind of overcome this step back and let it just motivate her for the classics to come.
Hectic. Who ended up actually winning that?
Shaggy, from FDJ.
Yes.
And then I think it was Elisa Longoborghini second or third.
It was quite an exciting little finish.
It was an exciting finish.
Like, you never know. Have you done Strade?
No, never done Strade.
So you've probably ridden that road at some stage. Yeah. But like, from the spectator's point of view, you don't know where the finish is once they crest that climb. It's not that close.
It's a left and a right, and then you're on these paving stones.
And last year the two, Demi Vollering and Lotte Kopecky, I think, teammates.
I think it was the year before. Yeah,
that's probably the most exciting race.
It really was. No, I think the aftermath was the most exciting. Watching them two in the press conference and kind of on the podium, that was really cool to watch. Yeah. That was cool to watch. What have we been doing? What have you been up to?
We did a little bit of a boys' trip to Cape Town last week. That was quite cool. We went down on the Wednesday.
We did.
Flights were a bit cheaper there.
Yeah, makes sense. Sense.
Got to look after the budget.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, shout out to Reynolds Travel just for getting us down there.
And I mean, we had obviously a lot of obligations and responsibilities there. Things with sponsors, meet and greet. It's also, you want to get your bike sorted. You want to acclimatize coming from Joburg and altitude. Going to sea level. It's beneficial, I suppose, but not beneficial. It's easier.
That's actually a genuine question. Is there like an acclimatizing that you need to do from altitude the reverse way?
We would always do that when we did altitude camps. We'd come down, and you wouldn't come straight down from altitude straight to a race. You'd always come down you'd do it more so for recovery and then prepped for the race. But yeah, I think there's some science behind the acclimatizing to sea level. Thicker air.
You do just feel amazing when you get there.
I mean, I thought the power meter wasn't working. I thought this has got to be wrong.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes you feel a bit better on the bike.
And it's also, we had a boys' trip, as you said, with some obligations and responsibilities on the side. But, going for a ride after having a boys' dinner, you don't feel as bad as what you do in Joburg.
100%. Like, we're both over 30 now, and I felt the first dinner. After that, I felt, that I was not over 30. Maybe the dinners thereafter, I felt my age.
You felt your age, yeah.
And it showed. But no, a good dinner down there is, they got some good burger spots.
They really do. And I mean, also we were there for First Thursdays. Anyone who knows Cape Town and knows First Thursdays, Bree Street, we were staying on Bree Street, unfortunately. So it would have been rude. Yeah, it would have been rude of us not to just see what the vibe's about. Got
to support local. Like, I think it's all about the art and the camaraderie of Cape Town, and there's lots of internationals there.
Super special.
And it is actually very cool.
Really cool. So anyone who hasn't done that, try and get yourself to Cape Town, Bree Street on the first Thursday of a month. It is wild. Yeah. Also, speaking of Cape Town and, altitude back and forth, I think there's also quite a bit of rivalry in the cycling fraternity between Cape Townian-based riders and Joburg-based riders.
It's creeping up more and more.
And I'm hearing I'm not hearing a lot of smack. I'm hearing a lot of, it starts friendly and then it starts getting a bit, I don't know. I'm just feeling threatened.
So I'm on a group with all the local guys here who do the E2E, which you have the com with. We'll have to talk about how you got that com.
Okay, yes.
Not
punctured, yes.
And on that group, they're always talking about the difference in the competitions. And Sarah Hill, she's recently married, so I'm not sure of her new surname, but she does the podcast in Cape Town with the Active Hobo.
Yes.
And they started this thing about like how Cape Town's got all these group rides and how difficult it is and the segments that they do. And I think the main difference is they have a group ride where they all ride chilled, and then they do like a 5-minute or 10-minute segment.
Okay.
And that's their Tuesday, like, whoa, big session. Oh my gosh, like how am I going to get through this work day?
Those are fighting words right now. I feel like you've got an agenda. It's quite obvious how you feel about that.
No, but you can't compare a 10-minute effort to the E2E. Like,
I agree with you. But I also do have respect for people who can do a once-off hard 5 minutes. I don't know why you're laughing at me. This is a genuinely hard 5-minute or hard 10 minutes. You know that there's no mistakes.
I don't think you have respect for too many people in general.
That's okay. So moving on, but in your mind, I mean, I do think that
the E2 is an hour, right?
No, it is. Well,
if you're slow.
Well, it's 53 minutes for some.
Yeah.
But it is a different effort, and you're at altitude, and we've got to deal. We don't have these beautiful roads like you do in the Cape. So again, Capetonians, we are jealous. So we are always going to come across. We're tainted. We're hurt by it. So yeah, we're just jealous.
We also like we don't have a mountain and like the ocean and stuff to calm us down. There's no zen.
No zen. We don't have a First Thursdays on Bree Street. Every month to calm us down.
That just sets the tone for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
And that's why they're such chilled oaks.
Makes a lot of sense now.
They're not very like productive in work, but that's cool. Like
that's cool. Yeah,
they don't need that. They don't
need to.
Yeah, they got expensive properties, and
I mean Tuesday is a segment day, so I mean obviously you're not going to work after that, and on Monday you got to like prepare yourself for the segment. So, and then it's Wednesday, which is like hump day, and then
it goes out on Thursdays,
and then next thing you know it's a weekend. So no, I get it. I mean there's no blame or judgment from my side.
No, but it is cool. I think a bit of banter is always good.
It's healthy and it's fun. It's rivalry, but all it's doing, it's just promoting the sport. And ultimately that's what it's all about. So it's super cool.
Gotta help each other.
Maybe we should go down at some point and try and go after their segments.
There's a big segment that our boy Mark Pritson got. Which is I think it's the biggest one that they do on this Tuesday segment anyway, if I'm not mistaken. The backside of Chappie, so from the reverse way of Argus.
Okay, basically. So from Hout Bay,
I think it's Hout.
up to the top of Chappie's.
Yeah. And he smashed. We saw him that same day.
Yeah, they saw him that day. Yeah, they were having a celebratory lunch or breakfast or whatever it was, and there was candles and sparklers and champagne.
They got some
on
good
the
chamois
table.
time for that though, because I think we passed them and then we punctured 19 times.
Yes.
Before you put your new Pirelli tires on, which now you haven't punctured since. But then I think they were watching us because you might have given some fighting words about how you would do that, on a flat wheel.
I mean, obviously, if I'd gone for it. And then, we saw Felix and Mark then, came.
They were just keeping an eye out.
Came hunting for us. But no, hats off to Mark. That was a phenomenal effort.
Massive power, eh? What
massive, did he? Like 480 or something for
like 8 minutes. So.
Yeah, dethroning Byron Munton, who's also shown he's no slouch, It just shows again that Mark Pritson is world class on any bike, on any terrain. So hats off to him. And again, speaking what's coming up next with the Epic, I'm really excited to see what they can do. Pretty
exciting things coming Epic. So it's him and Felix, which I think they'll challenge for the podium for sure. But Matt Beers and Tristan Nokia, that's exciting stuff. Like obviously it's not in a great way with Keegan getting some sort of injury here. But an all South African team can they win it? Like that's the first time that
it could be a good chance. I mean, yes, I think it was only announced recently because everyone knew about Matt's partner, the American guy, having his injury and pulling out, and everyone was kind of like speculating who's going to be the partner, who they're going to call up.
Did you not get some inside info?
Yeah, I think someone by the name, can't remember his name.
It's like McDonald's or
something.
Or something.
Reese McDonald. He did spill the beans, so we obviously knew beforehand.
We knew way in advance.
Way before.
Like we didn't want to tell people.
I mean, and make it seem like we think we're bigger than the sport.
Yeah, because obviously we're not bigger than the sport.
And then speaking of Cape Town, so then we're in Cape Town. Why were we there? What did we do there?
So there was a few reasons we went down, but one thing that was pretty cool was the team went and met at the Chvità headquarters.
Yes.
Which I've been there, lucky enough, now that was my second time, but you were never there before. Warren, Vian, a few of the guys had never actually seen what happens there. And yeah, Charles and Jess walked us through, start to finish, what it takes to make a cycling jersey, some cycling shorts, and just to see the magnitude of what Chvità actually is. Full South African company, which is pretty cool. I think one of their slogans is like Woodstock to the world. And I think they have over 200 employees.
250, I think Charles was saying.
Which is awesome.
Unbelievable.
And it was like a cool experience. Like I always go there and like just enjoy it and see all the people, really enjoying the workspace and having a good time. I know I said it would only be an hour, so Ryan was a bit pissed off at the end, but that's him.
But no, it was, they did such an amazing tour, and you got to see every part of the production line from start to finish, the creatives, the design, the printing, then the cutting, the sewing.
It's really like custom handmade stuff. Like if you look at it that way, like it's not, just printing stuff out and get it the next day. Like that's why it takes a bit of time, because it's high quality, like genuine product. Yeah. So yeah, really cool. And they were making our club jerseys there that we got to see, and then they also had what are the guys, Lucas Baum and his teammates, their kit was shown there, and now it's just been released, I think, on Instagram yesterday.
Really? So once again, we saw it before it was officially released.
That wasn't even from Reed McDonald's.
It wasn't Reed McDonald's who spilled that one.
Yeah.
No, that was really cool, and we got to do some cool stuff with Chvità, the sunrise shoot and the ambassador the day before, ride and things like that. So yeah, really awesome and amazing people. All the Chvità ambassadors are great. We got to ride to some of the mountain bikers and the other influencers, and spend some time with them at the expo. I got to bump into Cannondale, South Africa at the expo, and for those who don't know, I also got my new bike. So I'm fortunate enough and grateful to be sponsored by Cannondale this year, and they have gone out of their way, above and beyond, to hook me up with absolute weapons. So I got the new Lab 71. I think it was launched 3 weeks ago, and I mean, you saw it. It's
awesome. No, it's a white and black paint job as well, and it's a piece of art. It is. I think they've done a great job on the bike, and Jesse Creel. We call him Jesse Krill, who you got to meet for the first time.
Yes, I got to.
Dean van Dijk.
Shout out to you, Dean. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for tolerating me, and I think I can be a little bit difficult at times. Well, I've been told. But
give or take. I mean, depends on the time of the month.
Yeah, I suppose. And then the main reason we were in Cape Town was
Cape Town Cycle Tour.
Yeah.
And sure, good thing we didn't start the pod with that, and people would have got bored.
Exactly. Cape Town Cycle Tour, Ken being a former winner, I think that was kind of the birth of RKC, the birth of what this team is now. It was your first big success. Yeah. It created so much awareness and attention, but with that awareness and attention and exposure comes expectation and pressure. And I think you made it very clear from the beginning of the year that this was a big goal for us. And we delivered. You delivered, but the whole team delivered. I think we went in, like you said, there was pressure. So coming back to the team, when I won, yes, the team had ambitions and goals for the year, but they were stretch goals, or whatever Aaron Brown used to call them back at CycleFit. And then we won, and then it's kind of, like you said, set the standard. The year after, we got a new sponsor on board, Fly, and then the pressure was just Cape Town Cycle Tour. Obviously, we give it a good go. Finished 7th last year. And then when we started chatting, I was like, listen, I don't care what you do in the year, but you win Cape Town Cycle Tour. And you're like, oh, bro, easy, no problem. And then the year, you've been on the podium, I think, every race you've done this year, but maybe not necessarily the results you were thinking of. And I think that built up a little bit of pressure for you. Like, you will never admit it, I don't think. But I know there was a bit of pressure for you there as well. On TV, it's the biggest race in the country, largest timed event in the world. And
yeah, the boys pulled their socks up. Like, I don't know, they can do it every now and then. I mean,
but that just shows BMT, and it was actually special, and exactly what you said. I mean, we started the year well with winning in Fast One, and then second at SAs wasn't ideal.
It's been a great year.
It's been a great year. Yeah, third at Herald, but then I think the Cape Townian teams got a little bit
almost as big as the sport.
Almost as big as the sport, not quite though, and I think that it did create a bit of pressure for us. I think we do talk a bit of smack, and we do like a good time. And we had to back it up, and we did. So also shout out to the team guys. The guys were absolutely phenomenal. We took control midway through. Every single rider was so selfless. Ruan guided us so well, even prior to that point. Taking wind the whole time, being a good road captain. We had Keenan in the break, kind of being the pilot there. He came back.
Making sure he can get over Smitswinkel as well.
Exactly. Smart move. Very smart move by him there. But anyway, he came back and immediately went to pace with Ruan, and then thereafter immediately Vian committed, no questions asked. Vian, super strong rider. Ruan and Vian had also been unwell.
Yeah, they were both not healthy. Not sure if that had to do with any of the dinners we had or anything like that.
There was a stomach bug going around.
There was, yeah. Jess from Chvità said something about that, so we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
One thing I think for Vian, like touching on him, he's a youngster, first year under 23. He's never really had to play this type of role, We've always kind of kept him aside because he is strong and he's got the potential and the ability to get over the decisive parts. But this time we kind of made sure he had a dedicated role early on, and he took it in his stride, and I think he did really, really well, which was great to see. Bob, again, he's got incredible power, and he did his job. He also, no questions asked. He got to the front, and I think that's when it started getting spicy. I think Bob really team started, trying to swamp us. And I thought he was done. Like when we hit the bottom of Little Chappies,
yes, yeah,
you could kind of see him fading just before the toll gate, and then like Warren came up on the inside of him to try and take over, and Bob dug down, and he went his extra gear and just managed to crush it.
It was super cool to see. And then
what was that?
Warren Woolman, youngster, super talented bike rider, super talented off the bike as well. Biggest engine I've seen in a youngster in a long time. Reminds me a lot of myself.
How's he he won't be able to hear this because his phone's stolen.
Yeah, he's lost his phone 7 times, and I don't know, it's probably still in someone's Uber. But Warren was
he was impressive.
Absolutely phenomenal.
He took over from Bob there after the toll gate thing at the start, and from there got us over the crest, down the dodgy downhill, straight onto the climb, and then I was like, okay, he must be done, and he just kept going, and I think until after the tunnel even. Yeah. So that's probably halfway of the climb.
Definitely.
Headwind as well, and it was still strung out into the headwind.
Yeah, riders were getting shelled, and also to drop riders on a downhill in the headwind. Yeah. I mean, I have no doubt he did over 500 watts for 5 minutes.
250 on his power meter.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, only the one side of his power meter works, so he just doubles it. Yeah. And that's
all about like just uplifting people. So we're working on his maths.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly, we're trying to make him more responsible. So we're giving him a phone now, and we're gonna try and make sure that he keeps it.
He's starting to play Snake. So once he gets past level 2, then we'll move him on to the next.
Yeah, he also didn't have WhatsApp for like a week, so all logistics and just planning and everything. I don't know.
He is just a chilled guy.
He's just a chill guy. And then Kent, you're the leader of this team. You're the captain of this team. It's your team. You've won this race before. Of course, going into the race, I know that you guys, we had a plan, and we did say that we were going to ride for me, but be a little bit opportunistic, see how it unfolds, see if we get over Chappies or Seikaborsi, and there's you and I both there. We'd kind of roll the dice. But you immediately took responsibility. Warren pulled off, and you went to the front, and that's when I think the hammer dropped. And I think that's when a lot of people thought, okay, race on.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like you said, we had been pacing since Smitswinkel. So what's that, like 40 Ks? I don't know. Getting some really good photos. Thanks Toby for the great photos.
That's why we did it. We did it for the content.
You can't do a photo shoot here in Joburg. Once again, Cape Town's got the views and the backdrop. So
the better people, the better roads.
Yeah, actually quite. Maybe go to Cape Town. But yeah, I think after I pulled off, I took over the last half of Chapman's. To be honest, I think I was probably the worst in relative sense out of the team that day. Like, I did a good turn over Chapman's, got to the top, and then I kind of tried to get the guys to roll. I knew it wouldn't split completely there. I think it was still like 20, 30 guys. And then I realized I'm not feeling amazing. Like I got to like save myself a bit for Seikabossi, still try and make it over. And I said to you, like, okay, now you don't have to do anything, just chill. It's going to split again on Seikabossi. What do? You attack on the downhill into the headwind.
Well, I mean, I had to because, I was speaking to Luke Moore, and he told me that, Modular was closing. So I thought, well, we got to try and get in quickly, before the doors closed.
Closing from the night before.
Yes,
still.
no, exactly. Yes. But then as he kind of got onto my wheel, he came next to me and he said, actually, no, Ryan, sorry, they closed on Sunday. So then I thought, okay, well, we can just set up.
Okay. No, you're testing the waters.
Testing the waters a little bit there. Yeah, just see, because you never know what can happen, especially guys do a hard effort up a climb. They're a little bit tired now. They're a bit nervous.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen. Sasha Weber then put in...
He did. Really kind of caught the group off guard, and I love it. Like, you still have that... You're a different person when you're racing your bike, because as he attacks, we're like, well, we've been controlling for 40Ks. It's not our duty now. There's still like teams with like 5 riders here. It's just me, and Warren was just getting back at that stage. And you kind of had a little chuckle, and you're like, typical. We've been pacing for 40Ks, and these oaks just look at us. So no one took it up. Some team from Cape Town went and they started pacing, and they were going backwards. So it was like, it didn't really make sense. And then I actually said to Wazza as he got back, I was like, okay, you need to start closing this. And he's like, don't worry. When we get to the bottom of the climb, I'm going to send it. So I was like, oh, shit, this is not good for me.
It was impressive to watch, though.
And he did 300 watts times 2 for as long as he could, which I think was like 2 minutes. And there's a video, so I'll send it to you. Someone sent it to me on the side of the road of us going up Seikabossi. And
you dropping?
At this stage, I was not dropping, but I was basically a saddlebag trying to get as close behind him. And he's just
inside of him,
stomping, basically. And once he swung off, I mean, I still did I think I still did like another minute. Maybe.
No, you did a good turn there.
But then when I think
Callum
Ormiston, he attacked, and he put in a massive move. And I was waiting for you to go, and you never went. And you kind of like I can feel you next to me, and I'm just like, bro, if you need to go, you must go. And you're like, and you waited a couple seconds, and then you went, and no one followed. I was like, okay, Oak's on the limit. And who went with you?
No one went with me initially. So it was Crane Bierkus, I think.
In the black kit.
Yeah.
Mountain biker.
Cranier. Forgive me.
Cranier.
French. But he was phenomenal. Also, super talented bike ride. He was really good at the Herald as well. So hats off to him. And so Sasha was by himself up front. Callum kind of in no man's land. Myself and Mr. Bierkus were kind of in the middle. And then it was just drips and drabs behind us. I think everyone on their limits. We went up there fast. I mean, all things considered, with that headwind, we were 12 seconds off.
Did you check your power file for that?
I didn't have power. I didn't have my power meter wasn't working.
You take the battery out, it's lighter for race day.
That was my No, also, I mean, the more numbers that pop on your screen, numbers is data, and that's weight, Yes. So I just, that's also why when I race with my Garmin at like 10%, because I save the battery, saving weight.
100%.
So unfortunately, I didn't get to see what kind of power we were doing, but
you must actually, I'm gonna message Callum.
Yeah,
he's gonna send us his file.
I'd like to think we went up there at 7.5 watts a kilo, and I mean, considering that that's after already almost 100 Ks, it's also after you've just done Chapman's at similar.
It's such a pinch point in the race. It always splits there. Like I told you, like, don't stress how many people are still here after Chapman's. After Seikabossi, there's gonna be 4 of you.
Yeah.
And then from there, what happened?
No, so then actually kind of as we crashed to the top, I think, so then Callum had joined Sasha, so the two of them were just slightly ahead, but I'm talking like not even like 2 seconds. And then it was myself and Mr. Bierkus. And then Mark Pritson was coming across. I mean, I think he had some bad luck.
Yeah, it looked like he had a bad day.
With dropping his chain and things like that. So I think he was always on the back foot chasing back.
They need a new mechanic, I think.
Something's wrong, maybe.
Carl Mitchell dropped his chain.
As well. I think Felix also dropped his chain.
Even Hammond in the breakaway, I think, dropped his chain.
Guys, got to stop dropping.
Maybe the chain was hot.
Yeah, might have been. But no, Mark, I think, unfortunate for him, I think had he not had those issues, I think he would have been more on the forefront and also could have opened up the race a lot more. And then as we kind of went over, I think the group, it was weird. Like it was never like they were just 4 away and then a group. There were 2, then there were 2, then it was just a weird scenario. Going over the top, Callum was by himself then because Sasha decided to sit up. And then I went over on Mark's wheel. I think Jaden Tolo was on my wheel. And again, then it's a cat and mouse, and no one wants to commit, and it's a downhill, but it's a downhill where you still have to pedal.
Yeah, it's not fast
It's
at
not
all.
a free downhill,
No.
and it's windy, and yeah, next thing I know, 4 of us had just rolled off,
And was everyone fully committed at that stage?
at that point, 100%. I mean, the second you know you've got a little bit of a gap,
Because the gap was not big. There's
No.
like some footage, and you can see even through Camps Bay, they're probably 5-10 seconds behind you.
they were even close. At one point, going through Camps Bay, because I mean, we'd committed then for about 10 Ks from the top of Seikaborsi to Camps Bay, and I remember like the whole time, looking back, and I thought to myself, we've committed now, well, but it's not going to materialize.
And what happens if someone comes now? They got a fresh ride.
Exactly. And then I think Luke and Sasha put in a massive effort, and at one point I'm like, okay, this is done. I'm not going to kill myself now, and I sat up. And then I think as that happened, Jaden Tullow sat up with me. So then Callum and
that was
Reno.
close to the finish, though. No.
that was Camps Bay.
Okay.
And then I don't know why, I just thought, okay, there's a bit of a lull, a bit of hesitation. So let's get back on it. And myself and Jaden got back. And then the gap went from 5-10 seconds to
then
20,
you couldn't
30
see
seconds.
them. Yeah,
Callum also, hats off to Callum Ormiston, phenomenal ride. Like
he attacked in the last K. No,
he did as well. But he was kind of the instigator of that break. He drove it. He was always committed. Reno Scott as well, youngster. He's been super consistent this year. I definitely I think he's going to be a phenomenal bike rider.
Yeah.
But also he got stuck in and he committed, and he
and that's what makes it.
rolled
That's
the
why you
dice.
stayed away.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't, we said this before. Like if you get over, you stay away if everyone commits. Otherwise, if there's any hesitation,
It's done.
and that group was probably like 15 guys behind you.
Yeah. I think it had swelled as well with them also, like,
Guys were jumping across.
Exactly. And then I think,
Talk us about the sprint. Like, how did that? Is that what you're going to talk about now?
Yeah.
Like, in a tactical sense, Jaden Tullow, I just want to ask, what were you doing behind Reno and Callum, who are not sprinters?
I would have done the same, to be dead honest with you.
Really?
The thing is that
behind two
I
non-sprinters.
think everyone in that group knew that on paper I was the fastest. So no one wanted to take me to the line, and rightly so. But you're in that point now where you don't want to set up completely, play that cat and mouse, and then get caught by the peloton. So I made the call that, I think I've obviously had the most experience out of that group. I'm older than all of them. And I thought, what happened last year, we didn't want the same to happen, where you were in a group of 6 guys and then you were caught on the line. So going into, I think was 1.5 Ks to go, or just even maybe 1 K to go, I went to the front and kept the pace high. And Jaden, I think also knowing that he's probably the next quickest, maybe even quicker than
definitely the next, or you two,
maybe just to get a bit of runway, because normally it's very unlikely people start to sprint from the front.
And you also went far out, no?
I did go far out, but again, that's because it's not expected. So if I'm in a group of 4, I would also go towards the back, because you don't expect the guy who's in position 1 to start to launch the sprint. So you're already then you're gonna see the guy who's in 2nd or 3rd already get up to speed, and then
maybe he also thought like Callum or Reno was going to try a long run flyer, and then he can come with some speed as well.
But I think I went at the right time, and
looks impressive, eh?
It does, but then also I've been getting so much backlash about everyone saying, "Oh, he nearly caught you on the line." And you know what? You're right. I think when I've watched people celebrate too early, it is the most embarrassing thing in the world. And if that had happened, I wouldn't be here right now, because I would have changed my name and just you would never see me again. But I think also people are making judgment based on what they can see from cameras, from front view.
It was still, you saw the photo, wasn't it a bike?
It's a full bike length. I mean, my entire bike is over the line when his front wheel's touching it. So yes, and he's coming with a lot more speed. And then
afterwards, obviously, he comes past.
Exactly.
But
he's coming with a lot more speed. I started celebrating 4Ks out basically. So it was maybe a little bit arrogant, or a little bit.
I think your celebration was longer than your sprint.
I think so as well. Maybe a bit irresponsible. I mean, I don't know how I would have spoken
to you
in the
eye. It makes for good TV, eh?
It was all about, getting the sponsors out there and getting the good photos. I got a new profile photo now for my Facebook. But
so Warren can see it at least.
Also, because Warren only has Facebook now and email. But I think, for those, if you see the helicopter, footage from the line, it was a bike length. I mean, I've done races where I'm a bike length behind the guy who wins, and I come 10th. Yeah. So it wasn't that close. Like
David Murray always says, you got to make it look exciting. There's pointers you ride away, and there's like 10 meters. Like it's got to keep. That's what the hype is all about.
I think more people watch that than watched Strade, because Poggy's gone, and okay, he's got, that's cool. You know what the outcome is. More people 100% watch Cape Town Cycle Tour.
No, definitely.
So that was really, really cool. It was, great for the team. I'm grateful that I can repay your belief and faith in me. And
Such and go, bro. A few other guys we could have signed before you.
I know. But thank you for backing me. And I'm so grateful. And also the amount of support I've got, and just messages and everything like that has been phenomenal. So thanks to everyone. We did celebrate accordingly as one does.
I loved Jamie's comment on our thing on our Instagram post. He said something about there's not enough beer in Cape Town for these guys.
Well, he's right, because very quickly we had to move on to the brandy, and I myself am not a brandy drinker, but we ran out of beers.
100%. I hope they sort that out, because we'll be back in Cape Town soon for something.
I know, so I hope they refill all those kegs.
Yeah.
But that was a massive shift. And then also let's speak about the women's race. I mean, I think it was also a super, super exciting race.
And also a strong field, like Kate Courtney,
yes.
Is it?
I mean, multiple world champ,
I'm pretty sure Olympics somewhere there. She's like a worldwide name. She was there. Another international lady as well, who was, I think, also on the podium.
Second,
and then Candice Lill, who's obviously our mountain bike champion.
Vera.
Like
Hayley Preen.
I mean, some really really big names in the ladies field, and it's cool that they have their own start group. They have their own start location, because in the past there has been issues with veteran men getting involved in sprints and that. So it really makes it a purely ladies race, which is what you need.
Exactly, and they deserve it as well. And they deserve that attention and that freedom, that open road. Not getting influenced by the others. I think awesome race, super attacking race, and with the 12 women at the end. Yeah,
I think reduced group as well, not as reduced as the men's group, and hats off to the Enza Cycle Nation team. I think they had a decent team in the beginning, and from what I believe,
very aggressive and attacking in the beginning.
They did their parts as well, and they were chasing moves and putting their leaders in the right places. And hats off to.
There we go.
Getting a phone call. Sorry, guys.
Hats
bigger
off
in the sport, but
hats off to Lisa for taking the win. I mean, I think it was a very close. If you think mine was a close photo finish, you need to have a look at the photo from those top three.
Very
ladies.
Exciting sprint, actually.
Very, very exciting. Well done to her. I mean, also, I wouldn't call her a pure sprinter.
No, I don't think so. Just a strong,
like all round.
Yeah, good at 5-10 minute power.
Yeah, biggest victory of her career thus far. I mean, also been consistent, second at essays.
But also, she's relatively new to cycling, so shows put your head down, work hard.
Yeah,
big things are possible.
No, definitely. And also, I mean, we celebrated. I mean, the celebrations for us started at the prize giving already, which was
like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and that's also what's so hard about that, because now you've started the celebrations. Now you've got to keep going.
Yeah,
and unfortunately,
no, we're endurance athletes.
We are endurance athletes,
so that helps. I think we also had a couple of rehydrates on just to replenish from the race. Make sure that we were up to the standard level that you're meant to be on.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think Sunday afternoon, evening was harder for me than the race.
100%.
Like hard on the mind, hard on the body. Like
it was a bit messy.
Yeah, but a lot of fun, and we had a good group. So really, really a lot of positive things from it. I'm actually looking forward to the next big events.
I think it's crazy actually, and I mentioned in our team post is like it's one thing having a great team on the bike and everyone's a good bike rider and everyone does the training and all that. But then to put that into a race and they're not mates, it's not ever going to translate into the same results that it will if you all mates off the bike. You've seen the soak at his worst, at his best. It makes a big difference, and that honestly I think is the difference in our team.
You've suffered together on and off the bike. You'll die for that guy. Yeah. This guy carried you out of modular 3 days ago, and I'm gonna carry him now through the trenches up Chappies.
Yeah, and I think it just it shows that you got to be willing to sacrifice for the same goal. Everyone's got to be on the same page. It's pointless, each have your own little kind of ambitions and thoughts in your head. You got to have the same idea, and it worked out really, really well.
It did, and that's one thing I can also give you credit. Where the dinner before the race, you said, "Listen, guys, we have to be aligned. One plan. We're gonna execute it, and You know, you kind of, you didn't leave it up for discussion or negotiation. You were like, this is what we're doing. And no one fought back. No one even for a second said, oh, but, or, you know, thought about themselves selfishly or, you know, ambitiously even. It was really, really cool to be part of and see the way, you kind of took control and the team, they did it.
So now I guess the big question, we spoke about this in the first pod, is Triple Crown. You're the only one who can do it this year. So
no pressure.
I'm not a betting man, but if I were to be betting, what are the odds?
This is also, I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's 2 races. It's bike racing. Anything can happen. Sickness, you know, mechanicals. Who knows? You know, me getting to the line with Tyler Lange and him putting 5 bike links into me, Jaden Tolo being on my wheel, and who knows? Me celebrating, you know, from Nchanga already. it's anything can happen, but I'm definitely now gonna
excited. You're motivated.
That would be cool to do, and I think it's something to motivate you and work towards.
Would be super cool. Yeah.
And then I know a lot of people ask me, you know, about power. I didn't get to see my power obviously in the race, but how am I feeling and how are things going? And you know, we spoke about this now on the way here, that I feel now I'm training a lot less than what I ever have before. I've got a lot less pressure on than I ever have before, but I'm performing really well.
Some of your best numbers actually.
Ever. And yes, albeit in a 100K race once off. I'm not doing back-to-back 200K.
Numbers are numbers.
Numbers are numbers. And I think that I can credit that to just training quality over quantity. You know, I'm not doing 20, 30-hour weeks. I'm doing 10, 12. But every ride I do has got purpose. It's thought out. It's planned. And I think, that's now my new coaching philosophy. And I realize, you know, work with what you have, be mindful and thoughtful about everything you do. It must make sense. You must believe in it. Of course, you know, I'm writing my own programs now, so of course I'm believing in it. But look at a race like Cape Town Cycle Tour. We know that there's 2 big efforts. And what are those?
Chapman's and Seikebos. It's roughly 4 to 6 minutes roughly each.
And you're doing that after a bit of built-up fatigue. So we have trained accordingly. You know, we've gone out and done training rides where we've done 4-minute, like 5 times 4-minute efforts, 5 times 5-minute efforts, 5 times 6-minute efforts, whether it be at threshold, whether it be at VO2, whether it be starting hard, whatever. But we planned. And I think that's the secret ingredient. You know, it's...
What is that? The 5 Ps, with proper planning prevents poor performance.
There we go. That's exactly it. And again, now, you know, since this win, a lot of people have also been more interested or aware of us and the team, and the team's getting a lot of
traction.
It gets a lot of traction. There's been a lot of interest now in Everride, and to those people, you know, I just want to say that, you know, Everride isn't just targeted at coaching elite athletes. You know, it's for absolutely anyone. Everride, everyone, and everyone can benefit.
Quite smart.
Ah, thank you. You know, Jen came up with that one. But it's something that, you know, whether you want to beat your previous Cape Town Cycle to a time, or you just want to enjoy the bike more, you know, it's possible, and you don't need to have 25 hours available a week. You don't need to be gunning for... And
also to talk to you, like, say, for example, I was speaking to a few people today about their Cape Town Cycle Tour, and they were like, you know, really did a good time, but I was expecting a bit more, and William was saying, you know, like, he's been training so hard, but now he was a bit disappointed in his time. But if you have a coach to back, like, have a discussion with, and you can be like, actually, that's still a very good time. You look at the numbers, you look at the conditions, you look at the situation. Like, for example, this year was not a quick Cape Town Cycle Tour because the wind was not favorable for a quick time. It started out with a massive headwind, turned into a small section of tailwind, and then it was meant to be crosswind, but it was headwind again.
Exactly.
And I think that wind also just gets worse and worse for the guys who start behind us. But these kind of things to reassure, like, an athlete of yours, like, they can get that, right? Like, it's not just like, here's my time, you know, it is what it is.
It's not so simple. There are so many factors, so many elements. And I think, you know, what approach I works well with me, and what I like to implement, and I know it's the exact same for you, is just look at the whole picture, you know, communicate, be real, be honest. You know, it's not just, a lot of this, the science is super important, but it's more so that relationship, you know, that communication, I know what's going on, I know this, you're aware of everything, you know, as you mentioned, weather conditions, maybe there was a crash, maybe there was some problems, maybe something's working on his mind, stress at work. I think there's so many things that is just so important, and it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And as a rider, I mean, I remember having more belief and trust in my coach, because now I'm like, wow, I can actually really be honest with him now.
Yeah.
He's not just telling me, go and do 3 hours, go do these efforts. He's like, man, how did you sleep? Or are you missing your family? Or things like that. And then you also, you buy into the relationship more, you buy into your training more, and ultimately everyone benefits then.
No, 100%. Touching on the intervals, here's maybe a quick, easy question. What is your favorite set of intervals to do?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I think my previous coach, Matthias Reck at Trek, I mean, phenomenal coach. He's coached some of the best and the biggest in the world, Marcel Kittel, Degenkolb, Michael Matthews, Maz. I mean, he knows it all. And he had amazing sessions where it was 3-1. So you do 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. And it's almost like a way of breaking up riding a threshold. Because if someone says go and do 15 minutes or 3 times 15 minutes or 3 times 20 minutes, it's hard to find a road to do that. It's mentally taxing. It's physically hard. This is so nice because, it's just mentally. It's like, okay, it's only 3 minutes on, and then I've got a minute to recover. And there's only 3 minutes on. You're getting the time in the zone, which is the most important thing at the end of the day. So that was a really great session working for threshold. And then the VO2 stuff, 40-20s, I hate. Anyone who says, let's go do 40-20s, hate them. Anyone who says go do 30-15s, no, yuck. 30-30s. For me...
Yeah, I was about to say, you love a 30-30.
I'd happily go out and do 30-30s all day, every day, and come home happy. And yourself, what are your if you say 30-15s or 40-20s, I'm going to leave.
No, I don't do short stuff. Like, I hate doing anything explosive. If you were to give me even an endurance ride with like a few sprints, I don't do that. Like, maybe if I started to do it, I'd be a bit better at it.
Maybe.
But I just honestly don't enjoy it. I'm a simple man. I like, one I was doing recently now is just like 5x5 super threshold efforts, just consistent 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 5 minutes on. And then something like over under as well.
Okay.
To break it up.
Exactly. But it gives you that foundation, pays the bills.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And I mean, Kent Main also very, very humble, diplomatic person, but definitely one of the strongest. I think you still had you as a favorite, even knowing in the back of their mind that you'd be committed and working for me, you were still always there. So
yeah, thanks, man.
No, I mean that.
Appreciate it.
Now, so finally, what's next? What's on the cards? What's in the pipeline?
We got some pretty cool stuff coming up, actually. We've been chatting to the guys at Dryland Events, and they're putting on what looks to be an absolutely awesome gravel stage race down in the, I think, Western Cape, must be Western Cape. Starting in Mossel Bay, 6 days around that area. You go through to Prince Albert over Swartberg Pass one of the days.
Oh, beautiful area.
It's absolutely iconic. And you go through, the Rust, which is one of that road that you drive through if you get in towards, if you drive to like Plet or not Plet. Someone's going to cuck me out about this, but you would have driven it. Beautiful tar road. You do this in the race. And then, you finish in the wilderness. I should probably check up on the routes, but...
Yeah, I think that's why.
I'll chat to the guys at Everride and they'll put together a proper little program for me.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And as any coach or proper leader would say, it's imperative that you do that and you get that sorted, just so you can mentally prepare for what's you're about to tackle.
But yeah, I'll get my planning sorted. We'll have to have a discussion about that maybe. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not sure who else will be there, but I'll be there and racing and just seeing what it's about. I'll be on a Giant Revolt. The guys at Giant South Africa looking after me with that gravel bike. Putting on an integrated handlebar now.
Oh, nice. And actually, I saw it at the shop yesterday. Yes.
Yeah,
nice.
So super excited to see how that goes. And yeah, we're going to be there camping and washing our own bikes and our own chamois and getting really into it.
Hard life,
So yeah, we'll have to talk about that afterwards. But that's going to be pretty cool. What's next for you?
On off the bike.
Well, what's immediate next?
There's a lot of bachelors and weddings in this foreseeable future. So I think my riding is going to take a little bit of a backseat.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because I'm going to be missing then some nice big ones, missing that Garden Route Giro with you, missing Tour d'Urban, missing, I think, one of Jez's criteriums. But then there is Swartberg. Is that...
Swartberg, yeah, that's a cool one. You haven't done. Have you been to Prince Albert?
I don't think I've ever been to. I've never done a gravel race.
Okay.
I've never been to Prince Albert. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's down in Prince Albert. We're actually putting together a little package there. I should give you the details of that as well. But
Please do. Is that with Move My Bicycle?
we're going with Move My Bike with Nick and Adrian,
Nice.
and they're going to be taking us down there, and we are advertising this to people. So if you are people and you want to join us on this trip, we've put together a little package.
And what, like you ride down, you do a few kilometers a day, or what's the?
No. So we'll drive down, and all
Okay.
the bikes and everything will come with us,
Oh,
and
okay.
we're going to stay in the nice accommodation, which is already booked in Prince Albert, which is you'll love it. It's an awesome little town in Karoo. And then we'll ride. I think the race is the day after we get there, or 2 days after, and you do the race, and then we stay over for celebrations and war stories.
We're good at those.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a really, really cool race. It's part of the Ronda series that I think is organized by guys down in Western Cape, and they've put in on some really cool gravel races this year. And that you go over the iconic Swartberg Pass, it's a monster. So I think that would be really, really cool. That's exciting
So
stuff.
that's what I got to look forward to, and that's going to come off the back of me being less focused. The next.
Less focus is probably a good way to say it, but yeah.
You'll
be fine.
I'll do my best.
You'll be fine.
I'll do my best. And then I think from the road front, I mean, what is there in the Mzansi series? Is there? I mean, unfortunately, I know I'm missing a bit, but will the team be doing some of the Mzansi?
I have to double check when the next one is. Last time I checked, they were still finalizing an exact date.
Is it not Tour Durban?
But yeah, then Tour Durban. There was meant to be one, I think, in between.
Okay.
Tour Durban. That for some reason, it used to be a pro race. I don't know if you ever did it.
I won it, yes.
Oh, you won Tour Durban?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, would never have guessed. But then for some reason, it just became a social race the last few years. It was after you left, there was no pro category.
Well,
so
I think
they
knew that like once the champ had gone.
Champ.
Just kidding. I'm not.
Well, you're not even there to defend your crown.
There we go.
So it's a pro race again this year.
Brilliant.
So we'll send.
It has been for the ladies, I think, for the last few years. Or is that also? Am I wrong?
I don't think so. I think it's just one big start.
Okay.
And it's like a grand fondo.
Okay.
Whereas in now they're doing both, which is great. So thanks to the guys at Tour Durban. And they always put on a great event there from what I remember. So we'll send some guys down there, which will be awesome. They can escape the cold because it doesn't get cold in Waz's town.
No. I don't think Waz is ever cold though.
Yeah.
That man.
He didn't bring a jersey to Cape Town.
No, but exactly. But he didn't need to. Like we were silly for thinking that Wazza needed a jersey.
Yeah.
Wazza.
I love how that was our celebration. Like people say cheese for photos. We say Wazza.
For those who don't know, I mean, who hasn't watched Scary Movie? There's a very famous scene where the Scream ghost, picks up the phone, he calls the guy, and then they get in like a group chat and everyone's shouting, Wazza, Wazza. And Warren's nickname's Wazza. So now we just all scream like idiots with our tongues out going, Wazza, every time he walks into a room.
Yeah, and that's often. I mean, I think he got a key card from our room.
So I thought he lived in your room actually.
He did. I love it. He climbed onto Keenan's bed and Keenan sat on the floor to watch Strade Bianche.
Brilliant.
Wazza was just there. He's a bit of a what do you call him?
A lurker.
A lurker.
Yeah. Like a leech.
Keenan calls it a dingleberry.
They're just always around.
Yeah.
But I don't mind having him around though.
No, actually, he's a nice dingleberry.
He's a good guy. Also he's off to China soon, so
that's also another cool part about that we have him on the team obviously here for the big races at the beginning of the season, but we're not holding him back. We're giving him the opportunity to go and chase his dreams further with team in China, Continental team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Same team as Callum Ormiston and Tiano da Silva and some guy from Mauritius. Forget Oryx or something. And
not Cronier.
Cronier, I don't think is from Mauritius. But yeah,
friends though.
He goes to China.
China
pretty soon. And that'll be cool to see how he does there. But he'll be back for when we need him. He'll just pick up the phone and be like, "What's that?"
And then he'll be on the plane.
But he does. Hopefully, he has a phone by then.
Hopefully, yeah. I hope you can get hold of him. Yeah. But I think him going to China will also give him some time to kind of focus on the bike riding a little bit. I mean, he's shown. I think he's performing better than he ever has before.
True.
Because
you didn't even know who he was when I said Warren Millman's on the team. You're like, you had to go search him on Google.
Had no idea. But I mean, yeah, I think it's a lot of exciting things coming up. It's quite busy. I mean, this period, I think the road scene is now kind of taking a step back, and now it's going into the gravel and the mountain bikes. Lots to look forward to.
We also will be now. It's actually super busy. We got the Garden Route Giro coming up. Then we got our Swartberg trip. We're also putting together a team for the Maluti D90. I don't think you've ever done that.
No, I have never done
Probably gonna say, oh, yeah, I want it.
No, not yet.
But we will be doing a racing team. So with you in the racing team, you've just made the cut.
Thank you.
It was touch and go before last weekend.
Okay.
But we'll get a few guys in there. So I think we're going to get Nick Porteous to join us.
Nice.
Van Aroon, not sure if you've heard of him. He will likely be joining us. He must just check his schedule.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. We have good to have him on the team.
And then
I think you and him might butt heads a little bit though, but
every now and then. Only at Katie's.
Okay.
And then we hopefully will get our pilot, Gavsies.
Oh, Gavsy's brilliant.
And then our bike mechanic, Dave. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that should be the team. I just need to do maths. I'll work out that we have 12.
Well, you and Warren can put your heads together and...
Yeah, we'll crunch some numbers. Might take us a while. And then we also have a social team from Fly that we'll be putting together. So we've got, I think, 8 guys so far committed.
Okay.
Built a nice little package again. So that includes your race accommodation, your entry, transport down there, dinners with the group. And I think it's going to be an awesome experience to see, 12 social fly guys there, 12 racing fly guys there.
That's what it's about,
And then afterwards, before, have some beers, have some war story exchanges.
Some beers, maybe.
Some beers. And yeah, I think that'll be really, really cool. Skipping after that, we go from there. So it's Swartberg, then Sani, I think is the week after. So it's super busy. I think maybe you should make sure your wife watches this podcast, because then she'll know your calendar.
Well, I don't even know my calendar, so that's also good to know.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. It is on the calendar. So yeah, that's next, but I don't think we'll be racing there. We'll be there, mingling with sponsors. We got some big clients coming across from the shop, and just supporting a really cool bike race.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this is untouched, uncharted territory for me, doing these mountain bike races. I mean, I came from a mountain biking background, but more cross country and the one-day marathon. So these multi-stage mountain bike races and the gravel stuff, super excited for it. And yeah, I think what else? I mean, guys, let us know your thoughts about if there's any questions, if there's any comments, if you disagree with certain things that Ken said. Obviously nothing I said. But
we forgot to talk about one thing, and I know we ran out of time. We were at the Power and the Glory after our win on Sunday, and Power and Glory, great spot, but it's not a big spot,
no, not a big spot.
And we've got our spot that we've had for the last 3 years by the window. There's 3 bar stools on the inside, 3 bar stools on the outside. That is it. I think we had 47 people sitting there. Half of them were my family.
Yes, they were.
Which, sorry, family. But yeah, half of them were my family, and then my uncle's neighbor arrived. And he came straight from the airport. I love this as well. Straight from the airport with his luggage, popped them under the counter there, and gave you a present.
Yes, he did. It was, out of the blue, he was so proud and so chuffed to hear that I'd
never met you, but
never met me, and now he's having a beer with the Cape Town Cycle Tour winners. And he pulled out of his bag. It was a little porcelain King Cavalier dog, and it was like so cool. Like I was taken aback by it. But naturally, what's the first thing you do when someone gives you a gift that's a King Cavalier porcelain dog?
You turn it upside down and see if there's a hole in it.
And there was a hole in it.
Oh.
And I mean, now you've got a hollow porcelain King Cavalier dog. What are you going to do with that?
Sounds like the best glass in the world.
That was my thinking too. So naturally, you had to have a drink out of
Yeah.
it. And then naturally, every single person there had to have one out of it. And that became quite a thing.
Yeah. And the dog's name was Shaggy because the guy's name was Shaggy or Saggy. Or the guy who gave you the dog.
Oh, was he? Oh, thank you, Saggy or Shaggy. Yeah.
I don't think he's got any social media, so we'll send him a letter in the post.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to not ever having to drink out of Shaggy's bum again.
So the good thing is Shaggy made it home. Did a flight, first ever flight. You lost him, but I gave him a roof, took him for walks, fed him,
grew up so fast.
Gave him some water, and I think he'll be the new team mascot.
Brilliant. Well, we will definitely bring Shaggy to the next one.
Have to put a photo of him on this little section.
I think you should. Well, Bruce, thank you.
Thank you.
And until next time.
Till next week, eh? We must start booking these things a bit better.
I think we should be smarter. But yeah, ride safe and train hard. Train with Everride.
This podcast was proudly brought to you by Everride.
Everride. Ciao, ciao.
Sweet.